Today, we're talking with David Milstein from SellCord, and he's going to be talking about some Walmart success stories and some strategies to help you to become successful on Walmart. He'll also be talking about the new Item Spec 5.0 and Walmart promotions that can help boost sales.
How cool is that? Pretty cool, I think. If you guys would like to network with other Walmart sellers, make sure to join our brand new Facebook group called Helium 10 Winning with Walmart. You can actually just search for that on Facebook, or you can actually go to h10.me/Walmart group, and you can go directly to that page. So make sure to join. You can tag me and Carrie with questions and ask questions of other Walmart sellers, or even share your own experiences in that Facebook group. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Serious Sellers Podcast by Helium 10. I am your host, Bradley Sutton, and this is the show that's completely BS-free, unscripted, and unrehearsed, organic conversation about serious strategies for serious sellers of any level in the e-commerce world. And this episode is our monthly live Walmart Wednesday show where we talk about anything and everything Walmart related with different guests. And today's host is going to be Carrie Miller. So Carrie, take it away.
Welcome to another Walmart Wednesday. I'm so excited to have a very special guest today. We have David Milstein here, and so we're going to ask him a lot of questions. He is definitely one of the top experts in Walmart. He definitely has taught me a lot of what I know about Walmart, so definitely a privilege to have him here today. I'm going to go ahead and bring on David. Hi, David.
Hey, Carrie. It's great to be on. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thanks so much for coming on. So I told them a little bit about you. I mean, you are the co-founder of SellCord, and you've been doing Walmart or in the Walmart game for like maybe 3 or 4 years now. Definitely an expert in Walmart and very, very knowledgeable about anything. Okay, so let's go ahead and David, I don't know if I've done enough justice for you about your background, but can you just tell a little bit about what you do at SellCord and just a little bit about you and your background and anything you want to let us know?
Of course. Sure. Thank you for the opportunity. So I'm one of the co-founders of SellCord. We are a Walmart-focused agency, so we only work on brands, on their Walmart growth, and we've positioned ourselves to just be exclusively focused in this space as we understand the future and opportunity that Walmart does have to offer. It's always great to be alongside Carrie, a fellow like-minded individual who is with us on this Walmart train. So we're excited to
yes.
to chat as always.
Awesome. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to just get into the questions. And I think one of my first questions that I wanted to ask you about is because, and I'll kind of give you a little bit of background. A lot of people say, what kind of sales can I do on Walmart? If I'm doing, millions on Amazon, what can I do on Walmart? But I just wanted to see if you could give us some stories about like a client who maybe got on Walmart, maybe they were struggling with Walmart before they came to you, and then you helped them to do certain things and they became successful. So like, what was the scenario? How did you help them? Any kind of thoughts you can give us about like client success stories would be kind of cool way to start this out.
For sure. Actually, Walmart just did a case study with us on one of our clients. So on LinkedIn, you guys can check out like a post on this brand, Simply Magic. This was a brand, they have a lot of success just historically, both on Amazon. Actually, they were in Walmart before, and they were working with us. They were just trying it out. They were doing about like $2,000 a month, like really, really low business, not really giving it the attention it deserved. They came to us, we met with them, and just due to their experience, we were able to link them with some really insider people at Walmart to be able to work with like a good SAM, a good strategic account manager, and working with like the WFS team. And within 2 months, we were actually able to get their sales to 200K, which is like, I don't think that's a normal scenario. Like we really went above and beyond with them. But that's just because of the opportunity that they had to offer. Now, this is a major player in the Amazon space. However, we do work with brands, of all sizes, and we have just general expectations of what you can get from Walmart. We typically like to say you should aim for about 10 to 20% of your Amazon sales. So if you're, doing like 2-3 million on Amazon, you should be able to expect 200 to 300K a year, which is again a very solid opportunity. It's obviously all about the long run, but so many accounts, are coming to us. We meet these guys at shows all the time. Hey, I'm not even doing 1%. I'm doing 2%, and just talking to them, and it'll come down to some of the things we'll speak about in this call, like different strategies, but just often comes down to just focus and like really giving Walmart the opportunity it deserves, but getting them up like within just a few months to 5%, 10%. And then it's about, can we grow it more from there? And that's really where the opportunities lie. If there's some more strategies to grow further than 10%, how you can do that. And we'll speak, I think, a little bit about that more in this podcast.
Yeah. Well, what do you think the top things are that they're not doing beforehand? Because I've definitely experienced this where people aren't necessarily doing, all the things they could do possibly. But what are some of the top things that people like, they're just totally ignoring that they would never ignore on Amazon that you see with clients?
So the same way that you would give the opportunity to, let's say, your copy on Walmart compared to, let's say, Amazon. Amazon, you're in there, like, which keyword do I need where in my title and my description, specifics, like you're very detailed with it, and then you'll just kind of use the same copy on Walmart. Walmart has a completely different guide. Like they want to have a very different set of copy. They want to have a shorter title. Description should be more keyword rich. And we've done actually a lot of research also on like the keyword tracking and indexing. And we found that if you're lacking your main keywords within your copy, those are the highest scenarios of just not indexing for those keywords. It's so related. I could show proof, like not having your keywords in your copy, you're just not going to index. And indexing is even worse than ranking. That means you just don't show up at all for that keyword. And these are basics. That's just one great example. I think another very common one is being in the correct category or product type. We'll speak more about product types a little bit later, just with Item Spec 5.0, but just being correctly categorized is so important because that determines which keywords you're able to rank for. Just don't make the mistake that Walmart is just some other random marketplace. It's going to be the next big marketplace. And it is, you can even see the trajectory of where things have come up thus far and how it compares to Amazon and just the growth it's seeing. And if you're missing that, you're just missing out on the opportunity. Treat it as if it's Amazon right now. Think of it that this is an opportunity that Amazon was 7 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever specific timeline, but understand that it is an opportunity. And if you had the chance to do Amazon again, now just think of it, what would you just do on Walmart?
Yeah, that's all good information. The next thing I wanted to talk about was the virtual packs, because I know I saw you post on LinkedIn about virtual packs that they had just come out. So what are they? How have they been doing? Have you seen a lot of success with them so far?
Yeah, for sure. I really love the direction Walmart's going with all their beta programs and their new things that they're rolling out. I love that they kind of have like Amazon to kind of like go after. They don't have to be the pioneer. They can be like, hey, this is something that we like about Amazon, and they're going all out. There's so many new programs coming out, and virtual packs is like the latest and greatest. I just want to make a distinction. It's not a virtual bundle. It's specifically a multi-pack on a single unit. And this really, what it allows you to do is to create multiple listings for a single unit. So let's say you're selling a bottle of shampoo. Instead of having to create a second GTIN to list a second bottle of shampoo with it, you can now create a virtual GTIN, and you can do up to as many as you want. And where the real benefits come in is actually through using WFS for the fulfillment. So oftentimes, you might want to list a 3-pack or a 4-pack or a 5-pack, and then when you send it to WFS, it doesn't actually sell, and then you have to deal with storage fees, you have to do a return order. It's such a pain. So what this allows you to do is just to have one unit, you just send that into WFS, and WFS will just create the virtual packs for you. And what's even nicer is that they will have actually consolidated and a lowered WFS fee depending on how many units. For 2 units, they reduce it by like $1 for each one. You can look at there's a great guide about this from Walmart where they give you the specific breakdown of the fees. But it's just a really good opportunity to expand your assortment and offer multi-packs where you might not necessarily have that opportunity. It also works really well when it comes to, let's say you're in a category where, let's say if you're under $10, there's an 8% commission break. So you think if you go 2-pack, if you had a separate 2-pack listing, you'd be paying that 15% fee because it's above $10. But with virtual packs, you actually still locked into that 8% fee as long as like the average price is lower. So that's really nice. It's just like an opportunity that people aren't necessarily factoring in. I just want to make a really cool point though about that is there's also in WFS, if your products are under $10, this is something actually people don't really know much about. I'm not sure why. If your products are in WFS and your retail is under $10, there's a $1 fee that gets attributed to your product. So if you're selling it under $10, even if it's a multi-pack of 2 and it's selling for $19, you still have to pay that $1 fee twice. So it's very important to factor in your pricing and how that impacts both your WFS and $1 fee.
That might actually be a reason to kind of lower your price if you're just at like the $12 or $13 mark. Maybe, I don't know. Guess you'd have to do the numbers, but
it's kind of a hack. I call it the $10 perfect price. It's exactly $10 because at $10 you don't have the WFS fee for $1, but if you're in certain categories, you're still in the 8%. So it's kind of like if you're at $10.01, you're at 15% commission, and if you're $9.99, there's that extra $1 WFS fee. So it's actually, if you're around that price,
very, very good to know. And those virtual packs are in beta, right? So when do you think they're going to roll out to everybody?
So from our information, they had like a virtual bundle, so a virtual pack beta that they did months ago that only a limited amount of sellers got in, and now they're rolling it out across the board. The initial release was 2 weeks ago, I think on June 13th, and then they're also going to be doing a release sometime in July. I believe that should be the rest of the sellers. It should be live for everyone. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's not confirmed, but we'll find out next month. And if you don't have it, it's a great opportunity. Open a case, reach out to your strategic account manager if you have one, ask for these programs. They're here to help you, and they'll try to get you in wherever you can.
Okay, so let's move on to another topic, and I want to talk about promotions. So let's go ahead and just talk about like what types of promotions does Walmart offer for sellers to participate in?
Totally. So, promotions is such a great topic on Walmart. I think after advertising, or even combined with advertising, promotions is going to be the best way to grow your listings. Kind of referencing that previous case study we spoke about, the way we were able to see such insane results so quickly is because we enabled these items to go into promotions and to really grow. And so just to speak about like the different types of promotions on Walmart, there's two main categories that exist. There's promo campaigns, which are like category specific, and they happen during a specific set amount of time. For example, there's a July event happening throughout the entirety of the month of July. And then you have different events here and there. You have some highlighted special events, that we just had like Walmart Plus Week this past week, and you have like Black Friday, but there's generally more like, this is allergy season, or like some random home and cleaning week, like something that they come up with, just where they're trying to get some products in. And you could automatically enroll in that. If you go to growth opportunities, you'll see promo campaigns. If you don't have access to that, just open a case and you'll be able to get access to that. You have to be an admin on the Seller Center account, which is pretty obvious. And you'll be able to roll your products in there and just be able to participate in that. And then another type of campaign, which is called flash deals, which is kind of similar to flash picks on Amazon. The difference being lightning deals on Amazon, lightning deals are a single day, versus flash deals on Walmart run for a whole week. And it's every week, I believe Sunday through Saturday, that it runs through a promo for your product. And you could get in there with a basic of like 10% off, and you could really roll through your catalog. You have to get approved for it, but you can't do back to back for this and for the same product in 2 weeks, but you can do it every 4 weeks per product. And it's actually a really, really great way to be able to quickly move your products, because you get put into a special flash deal page. And if you go to Walmart's homepage, there's always a little icon with a little lightning symbol. You can click it, and depending on how well your product does, it will fluctuate in its rank amongst the deal. So if you push a lot of ads, you'll actually quickly be able to move up the list, just because you have a high conversion rate. Even if they're not clicking on the flash deals page, your listing just moves better. So you'll move up in the ranks, and you're actually able to fly through units like that. It's interesting. We've seen higher conversion rate. It makes sense at a cheaper rate, but like a 30-40% increase in sales dollar-wise, not even units, specifically dollars. So even at the 10% discount, which is not a lot, you're still able to really kill it over there.
So do you have to have a strategic account manager for that? I've noticed a lot of accounts don't have access to those flash deals or flash picks.
I would say just open up a case. Yeah, you think with flash deals, flash picks. It used to be called flash picks. They changed it to flash deals. That's Walmart. They'll quickly change things on the fly just to sound better. But open up a case. If you don't have a strategic account manager, just that case should be able to get it for you.
Cool. Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about something that I just saw roll out recently, and it's the Item Spec 5.0. Can you just tell everyone what the Item Spec 5.0 is, and how it can help with the visibility of products, or just any information you have on the Item Spec?
Yeah. So this is one of the bigger buzzwords happening right now in the Walmart space, and it's just because of how impactful this is for your listings and really the plan forward with Walmart. Item Spec 4 came out quite a while ago, and what they did was they changed the number of categories you were able to list under to from 20 something to 77. And now with Item Spec 5.0, they're doing it in a different style. It's based on product type. That's how you set up your items. Rather than doing it in a general category, you now have to actually select the product type. This is similar to my experience with Amazon, the minimal experience that I've had in the past with their flat files, is you have to select a product type prior to uploading it. Mm-hmm. So it's now a similar idea on Walmart. So I understand if you have a big assortment and you're trying to come to how you could quickly list it. It could be a little bit harder now, because you can't just generalize it into home and kitchen. You have to find your product types. But it's really, and previously Walmart would automatically select the correct product type for your item, and you can change it. But now that it's forced into the product type as the initial start, you do have to do a little bit more research on listing. But what's the point? Aside from just the change in how you list your product and how you do edits to your product, what's the goal of what they're doing here. So this is actually Item Spec 5.0 was previously first released on actually the 1P side. So if you're doing edits through Item 360 or Supplier 1, you should already have familiarity with this, and all that was already done by product type for a while. And what it does is it enables a whole bunch of more attributes by product type. So each category has like its list of predetermined attributes. But it didn't tell you which ones you should fill out for this. Like you could be in sports and like you're selling, weights, and it's like, what sports team is this? It's not applicable to your weights, But then if you have, let's say you're selling now with the new product type, if you're selling something related to like a sports, like an actual sports team, it'll ask you for the sports team. But if you're selling something that's not relevant, it won't make it a required category for you. So it's basically they make attributes that are dependent on your product type, which is really cool in the flat files. They'll gray out certain areas, and it'll actually have like recommended attributes that you should be filling out based on your product type. So it's a lot more dependent, it's a lot more granular, which helps you fill in the correct details. I find this is like the number one thing that people are just, what attributes do I fill out? There's just so many, and some of them are useless, but like what's important. So now that with 5.0, I think it's only going to get better and better. Walmart's going to keep showing even more information on how to utilize it. But with this, it enables you to actually see more attributes that were previously only restricted to 1P, which is interesting, as well as which attributes they recommend that you do fill out in order to rank better. So how does it impact your rank? I think this is like leading into that. Walmart's actually trying to not necessarily focus so much on the, obviously conversion rate is the number one driver of rank right now, but they want to have attributes actually have a bigger impact on your rank because discoverability to them is something that's so important. So if you have like a very specified search, they want to be able to show your product, not just because of your relevancy from keywords, but also your relevancy due to attributes. So that's why it's so important to fill them out. I once heard a tip about Amazon. Fill out every attribute you can, even if it's just as NA, as long as that's an option, obviously, or just type in something basic, even though it's not applicable to your product, just so that you have everything filled out. If anyone ever comes searching for you, you have literally all the information you need there. It might take you some extra time, but it's totally worth it because you're then setting yourself up for future success. It also limits the ability for someone to hijack your listing and like with content rights issues. Like someone could just put your listing in and they could fill out one attribute and now all of a sudden your listing is content rights restricted for that one thing, which could be some miscellaneous attributes. So there is like the opportunities for you as a seller and also opportunity for people that might want to like try harm you, not recommended, but there is so much happening with Item Spec 5.0, and I'm excited to see the great impact because it is slowly rolling out for a lot of sellers. It's not fully live for everyone. We're able to see from the UI if there's like an add items or update items feature. You can see from your items page. You'll know if you're like in 4.0 or if you're still in 5.0. So a lot of cool stuff there, and excited to see what comes.
So if you download it and still in the 4.0, do you just write a case to ask to get the Item Spec 5.0? Is that?
I don't think they're going to help you with that. I don't think so. I think it's just going to like they'll tell you like they might not even know what they're talking about honestly in that case, but they'll probably just say, hey, it's rolling out. You'll get it when you get it.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't push for it. You could ask your SAM. If you have a SAM, maybe it's worthwhile to bring it up to them. But oftentimes they'll also just say, you'll get it in September. Hopefully everyone gets it sooner than later.
Definitely. Somebody in the comments said that the drop downs in Spec 5.0 are not working. I don't know if you have you had any experience with that, with the drop downs not working, or kind of some glitches with the spec sheets?
Interesting. So the drop downs are possibly for if it's grayed. Look if it's grayed out. Is that what it is? Is it something that's grayed out? But if it's grayed out, it means it's not relevant to that product type. And is this specifically in a flat file? Because you'll notice when you go to edit an item in through like the item page, it will be a whole new layout. It's going to be like look a lot cleaner, a lot newer, and instead of having like 3 different tabs, it's all going to be on like one page going down. Are you experiencing the same issues there? There are definitely issues, and actually, as of today, if you log into Seller Center, you'll see like a line on top that says like there's issues with the files right now. So they are having some issues right now as a whole Walmart. So don't go crazy on them. If it's still not working in a couple of days, and once that banner goes away, that's something to definitely want to take a look at. See if it's something with the flat file. See if you're able to manually edit it. In that case, I definitely suggest opening a case. But I was just working on a file, earlier this week, and it seemed to be working just fine.
Okay, so I'm going to go in straight to the questions. We've got a lot of questions up here, so I'm excited about this. A lot of good interaction here. So the first one is, we have brands A and B already on Walmart, but would like to test B without setting up another account. Can we list B's products on existing account that belongs to A? So I guess like testing products on different.
Yeah, I mean, there's absolutely no issue with that. The only thing that you might consider is that it's going to say sold and shipped by the store name. So if it's brand A, as long as you're okay with saying like brand B product is being sold and shipped by brand A, like that might be something to consider, but there's no issue. Another thing you might want to consider is that if you eventually want to have an account added for brand B, it's a bit of a pain to have to transfer the content rights from the account 1 to account B, but it is possible as long as you could have, if you set up like brand portal for the brand B on account A, I don't recommend that. You're kind of setting yourself up for like future failure, but unless you plan to run everything through one account. We've actually worked with a lot of aggregators, and at first a lot of them had one brand, like one account per brand, and they realized it was just such a disaster. Also think of it from like Walmart's perspective, like they don't track accounts together. They don't really group them together. So they would treat them as like 10 different accounts, and it was just too hard for them to deal with Walmart, too hard for them. Like they would have access to beta programs in some accounts, but not others. So they'd actually consolidate it all to one account. It can become a little bit of like a billing issue if you have like different legal entities, but I would recommend sticking to one account unless you have a fear of really like getting suspended. But I would just recommend staying clear of doing anything that would get you in that in the first place.
The next question is about the best way to bring reviews from Shopify or Amazon if that's allowed.
This is a good question. So there's a few options here. So firstly, you're not allowed to bring in reviews from Amazon. Amazon officially, according to the terms of service, they own the reviews. You're not allowed to bring them to Walmart. Walmart actually won't even allow you to upload them. Back in the day, you used to be able to get away with it, even though it wasn't recommended. But these days, you cannot do that. You can, however, bring in organic reviews from Shopify and as well as from other sites as well, just not Amazon specifically. So there is a free version through Walmart. If you just go to like reviewsyndication.walmart.com, you'll be able to sign up for it. You can work with your SAM to get access to it. It's through a company called Aspectiva. I believe Walmart purchased them. There are other tools as well, like there's Yotpo, which officially does it. There's also Bazaar Voice, which if you're like a bigger brand, you might want to go that route because it syndicates to many, many platforms. But for most of like Amazon sellers, I find it's just very expensive for what you're looking for. So I would just check out, again, that reviewsyndication.walmart.com. You can also message them if you have any questions, just reviewsyndication@walmart.com. We'll go to them.
All right. So the next one kind of goes with it, and it's about, is there a Vine program on Walmart? So what is the similar program on Walmart?
Right. So Walmart does have what they call the Review Accelerator program. There is a requirement in order to get into it, which is you do have to have like a sale recently. They did change some things up. It used to be limited to 5 reviews. Now it's up to 10 reviews. And if you work with a service provider, I believe it's up to 20. It's available through Growth Opportunities. They charge $10 per review. They recently changed the specifics of the program, so I don't want to misspeak over here. But if you look in, you can see the exact details of like Walmart is great with their guides. Like their guides are amazing. Like, and they're typically up to date. Just click on the guides, you can read through like the whole program. But Growth Opportunities Review Accelerator program, that will give you what you're looking for, and you can enroll products. There's even something cool, which they say is there, but it doesn't. I've never actually seen it. Something called a pre-purchase. So post-purchase is very common, where like someone purchased your product, Walmart will incentivize them by giving them a $3 credit to leave a review. You're not guaranteed to get a 5-star review. Just keep that in mind. You could get a 1-star review through Review Accelerator program, but there's something called a pre-purchase, which I'm not sure when it's going to be enabled. But this actually will allow you to discount an item on Walmart in order to get a review up to 100% off. I've never seen it, but it's something that does exist. And you can see an option for it, but you can enroll your items in it.
The next question is SellCord able to get my Walmart account access to a SAM? Strategic Account Manager is a SAM, for anyone who doesn't know.
Right. For sure. We can definitely help with that. We work directly with Walmart. We have our own like agency level SAM. And we work with them in order to get a SAM through Walmart. We also, depending on what category, and we work with a lot of categories, so we can even just reach out directly to other SAMs to try to get someone approved. They typically expect you to have good sales somewhere. We've seen randomly accounts get assigned to SAM. Walmart's trying to do like as much as they can, even for the lower end accounts. But for like, if you're like a smaller account, Walmart might not necessarily go for it. But if you could prove like sales to them, either from Amazon or from like another website, that's kind of the best way to get it. But we've had a lot of success with that. If you want to reach out, we could definitely give that a shot.
All right, here's kind of a follow-up with the other question. Are flash deals offered to brand owners only?
No, it's not restricted. Actually, here's a little fun fact. There's sponsored brand ads, which is actually exclusive to brand owners, right? Through advertising. You're not allowed to do if you resell. But there's actually something called sponsored brand like flash deals, which you could use instead of having like the brand logo, just say flash deals, and you can list your items that you're reselling. It's exclusively managed through Walmart. You have to work with like your product manager, but you can definitely run flash deals on items that you do not own the brand for.
Someone asked, where do you download Spec 5.0 from?
It will either be on your account or not. When you go to your items page to go ahead and make updates, so you have like on the top right, like add items or manage items, you'll just see from there. It'll be a little bit of a different UI. Things will look a little bit different than they were before. Previous, it was like, it would give you by template. You could update it by category or by GTIN match. Now it just says like by GTIN match or like by product, something like that. And if you click on like do by GTIN match, that's my favorite to do. A GTIN match, just throw in all your GTINs in there and just export the file, and you'll see the name of the file will say 5.0 or will say something like 4.5.
Here's another question. Should our brand prioritize matching Amazon's prices on Walmart or focus on offering flash deals?
Wow, that's a great question. So I want to touch on this earlier. I just want to talk about couponing, which I think would be something that also a long conversation. Generally speaking, for most of you, Amazon is your main business, and you just shouldn't jeopardize your main business because of Amazon. If your listing on Amazon is bringing in so much more than Walmart, you don't want to risk losing your business there. We have found that Amazon is a little slow sometimes to catch price differences. We've been able to run a 10% flash deals for a week and actually be cheaper than Amazon, and the price on Amazon, we won't lose the buy box, and Amazon won't catch up. What I would just recommend is if you could get away with it for as long as you could, and let's say Amazon does give you problems, just quickly change your price on Amazon. Just you got to monitor. You got to be on top of your game. What's cool is that coupons, which is also a beta program, is the only way as of today that you're able to actually offer a cheaper price on Walmart than on Amazon without having to lower your Amazon price at all. So there's a lot of strategy around that. You could also, if you have a SAM, you could work with your SAM to do like, let's say you want to get into a bigger program where they request like a 30% discount. You could do like 10% strike through and then a 20% coupon. Like they'll work with you, and because they understand the Amazon Walmart issue.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the biggest issue Walmart's trying to deal with is how do you get a promo on Walmart without impacting Amazon? That's why Walmart loves Walmart only sellers. They love these guys that they don't care about their Amazon. They're all invested in Walmart. And there is maybe a strategy to having a Walmart specific catalog. You know, if you have a lot of different products, develop bundles or even go back to virtual packs. Mm-hmm. You know, play around with things and see what you can do to differentiate your Walmart from your Amazon listings. There's also, you could have a different UPC that you use on Walmart versus Amazon. I'm not sure if that's going to last forever, but it is a good way to keep Amazon from price matching your items.
Let's see the next question here. Once copy is set up, products are properly categorized, and PPC is running, other than those two and those three tasks, what are other daily, weekly, monthly tasks that SellCord would do to make my Walmart business successful? What could a new customer expect to see SellCord to be working on every month in their account?
So it's not just the copy and the categorization. There's also attributes, you know, which play a very big role, kind of we spoke about, especially with Item Spec 5.0. And then PPC is really, it's not a set it and forget it setup with Walmart. You know, you want to make sure that you're constantly, you know, revisiting PPC, checking in daily, seeing how things are going, what's doing better, what's doing worse, especially at launch. It's so important to be tweaking things. You know, you see, we didn't really talk PPC strategy much, but learning what's happening, especially if you're new to Walmart, you can't just expect things to be a certain way. Every account, every listing has its own history, which is just so complex. It makes things so much fun just to be able to learn within each account. There's also constant work that you can do just to see, like copy as well. It's not a set it and forget it situation. You want to test something out. You want to learn more keywords and implement them into your copy. You want to try out different categories, different product types to see if you can succeed in different areas as well. There's also just working with brands, you know, to discuss promotion strategies, to just continuously work and figure things out. There's also constant audits you have to do on your listings. At Walmart is like, I'm not going to say notorious, it doesn't sound nice, but your images could just revert back. Your variation could split up. Your copy, if you have multiple paragraphs, it's squished into one paragraph. These things happen all the time. There's constant audits that you have to do just to make sure your content is good, and then it's just about primarily utilizing PPC as well as just promotional strategies to grow and grow. And there's also a lot of tracking information. You know, you have many items you want to be able to see. Let's say keyword tracking. You know, how am I ranking for my main keywords? Am I doing well overall? Is there more opportunity? Do I need to go more aggressively? Because even in ads, like, are you ROAS focused or are you trying to just grow general sales? There's so much to go depending on your strategy. Just like we deal with many, many different size accounts. We deal with accounts that are like doing literally $5,000-$10,000 a month. And then there's also 9-figure Walmart sellers, you know, that are PPC isn't necessarily their largest thing. It's about like having a strong pricing strategy because they have to win by $1 and they're not even having big margins. They just have to just make units sell. So many different strategies. depending on account types.
All right, last question. What program is best for keywords on Walmart and for optimizing your listing in general?
Okay, so being a little biased over here, folks. So obviously, Helium 10 is a fantastic tool for any keyword research. I live in Cerebro and Magnet. The fact that they're available for Walmart, I love it. It shows you, I mean, the amount of data that's in there is just fascinating. You can learn immediately what your top keywords are for your product. They have the search volume, which is so impactful. It shows you historical, so you can see seasonality. You can see when was this product doing well, and it gives you the past like 2 years or something like that. It's great. It'll really show you like where and when you can expect to do well. You obviously have to do the work. You can't just like, oh, here's everything. Do the work. Make sure you're not hitting branded keywords. Make sure they're relevant to your product, obviously. But it is really solid in terms of just keyword research. Very, very highly recommended. In terms of optimization of your listings, program-wise, I am also biased here, but that's just because this is what we do. We do listing optimization as a company. So obviously, I'm going to plug SellCord. Carrie, does Helium 10 have some sort of like AI tool to optimize listings for Walmart?
So we do. We have a listing builder, and as you basically you put the keywords in a keyword bank, and then as you write them into your listing, they get crossed off. So you make sure that they're fully optimized. So yeah, we have a listing builder that will help you to optimize using the keywords you find with Cerebro for Walmart.
I'm sure it's fantastic. I mean, obviously we have a SellCord strategy, but I mean, you guys make amazing tools. Definitely give it a shot.
All right, that's all we have. Thank you so much, David, for answering all those questions. We had a lot of great questions, and definitely David's the best to ask all of these amazing questions too. So thank you so much, David, for being on. And again, if you are interested in SellCord, David, can you say your email address and how they can get in contact with you again?
For sure. You can send us an email to david@sellcord.com, SELLCORD.com. You do info@sellcord.com if you want just more general. Hit us up. Visit our website, sign up over there. There's a lot to talk about.
All right. Sounds good. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and we hope you have a great rest of the day. Bye, everyone.